the astrological chart is the evolution of the sun sign. The rest of the planets work together to unfold its destiny. The role of Mars is to initiate and protect the process. So what happens when Mars is located in Aries, the fieriest of the warrior class of signs? The person seeks out challenges. This placement is most engaged with life when they're in the throes of battle because their grit is being tested. Mars in Aries is preoccupied with showing its strength. They focus on raw energy and plow forwards. Don't bother them with nuance and subtlety. It's annoying. And why go that route when you can be direct? This placement is a sensation seeker. Life means that you have something to rail against. This placement is drawn to sports and games, yes, but the win isn't just the win, it's self-discovery. Self-revelation occurs on the field for Mars in Aries. So even as they're learning the rules of the game, they're mapping out how to vanquish their opponents. You find this dynamic in non-athletic Marses in Aries too. They may express it through intellectual contests or even find an obstacle course of edgy self-development to take on. Another feature of Mars in Aries is an appreciation for honor. If you ask Mars in the first sign, they'll say chivalry is not dead. Being strong means fighting for the helpless, the underdog, the lost cause. That makes strength heroic, and all the Marses in fire have the need to be a hero. Mars in Aries is associated with comic book heroes, superheroes, because their strength is unlimited. One of the traits of a comic book hero is unfettered, unshakable optimism. Why is the principle of optimism so important to Mars in Aries? Because pessimism, even realism, means that life and the assholes have won and you have lost. Fate has taken you down and you have not been able to rise again. Pessimism means you're no longer a visionary. Cynics, in short, are boring, and a boring life is a fate worse than death. You see, here we have a trailblazer, a pioneer who's always looking toward the next horizon because there's something thrilling about claiming me. I'm first. Look what I discovered. This is an insider, an instigator. It blows out of the gate in an uninhibited fashion, and it tends to be impulsive. In Aries, Mars is at home, and when a planet is in its natural placement, it operates most like the mythological deity associated with it. Mars was considered a necessary god. A few temples were erected to him, and the ones where he was worshipped were visited almost exclusively in times of battle. This lack of affection had to do with the dark side of Mars. On and off the battlefield, he was combative, brash, and abrasive. The same dark side is found with Mars in Aries. The superhero who leaps tall buildings in a single bound can go wrong, and the leap can be into any manner of unregulated behavior. I have a friend with Mars in Aries. She's a lot of fun, but she has trouble with reflection and inhibition and ends up fighting just about anywhere she spends time. Once in a while, a physical altercation will break out and someone will call an officer, where a Mars in Capricorn might pull back and gain control. She finds herself leaping forwards and can never say exactly how the situation got so out of hand. And this placement isn't good at apologizing for its transgressions, partly because a warrior doesn't like to admit they've lost, and partly because fire moves on quickly. Why say you're sorry about something that's so far in the past last Thursday? In the same manner that life itself pushes forwards, Mars in Aries likes to begin new things. Don't forget, this is the first sign of the year. It's associated with the changeover from the death of winter to the buzzing life of spring. It moves along with a mission to accomplish. Likewise, Mars in Aries needs a mission. It's miserable without a passion, without something spurring it on. It just has to know the difference between being assertive and aggressive, daring and irresponsible, motivational and pushy. Mars in the sign of the Ram also goes through heady periods of invincibility that tend to draw others in. This is its leadership style because it knows confidence makes people want to follow you. Fixing a problem with a single magnanimous gesture is also a favorite response to trouble. It's about quick, simple action and direction. But what about love? Mars is one of the planets associated with love and attraction. As you might expect, Mars in Aries is aroused by the hunt, the hard-to-attain partner. They want you more when they win you and earn you with their heroic nature. They're dynamic, so you can't resist tagging along on the tail of their cape. An adventure scenario is central to the masculine ideal here. He's an in-control, I want it and I'm going to go get it type of person. He's centered in his instincts. He also must have a basic integrity and a set of principles that set him apart. This placement is the alpha male who's in good shape, athletic, strong, muscular, someone who shows power and certainty in his stride. Females with Mars in Aries also find a way of expressing these ideals. It is possible for a woman to be macho, even sexist. And related to that is the Achilles heel of this placement, and that's being too easily seduced by their heroism. This Mars in Aries can turn into a performer rather than a rescuer who's really coming out of the heart, and what they truly desire gets lost in the shuffle. Thank you for watching Secrets from an Astrologer's Desk, Mars in Aries. Mars through the rest of the fire signs to come.